Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. The husband of the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, was attacked in their home. Paul Pelosi was attacked at his house. Someone broke into his home and violently attacked this man. Nancy wasn't at home. Speculation: could she have been the target? Or could he have wanted both of them? Is this an extension from January the 6th and the January the 6th committee? Are the right wing, i.e. Trump supporters, coming to finish the job? Violence in America, as you all know, has been a big topic lately in regards to all the violent shootings, the mass shootings that's been taking place. So it's one of the leading campaign pushes in this upcoming cycle. Crime in America. Now, there was a time to where politicians, judges, and whatnot was off limits. You rarely heard of anything or them being targeted because the majority of the American people respected the process and the job that the politicians did. But after Trump, now even politicians are not spared. What type of world are we living in? There was a book that was offered in the 70s, I believe. It was called The Fall of America. And, you know, you can be blinded by race or blinded by your own ideology to where you can't see the message because you're so focused on the makeup of the messenger. So you brush the warning aside. And people keep telling you, look, you may not like where the message is coming from, but listen so you can fix it, so you can take heed. But a pig-headed person, I'm not listening to that. And so as time progressed, you start seeing some of the things that was written in the book in the 70s, and you're wondering why we didn't do anything to curb these actions. Now here we are, 2022. Dems and Republicans going at it like it's the Civil War. Do you think whoever attacked Paul Pelosi, when they dig into his background and see who he is affiliated with, you don't think there's going to be any backlash? You don't think Nancy Pelosi and the crew are going to make somebody feel it? And the fact that, especially if it was politically motivated the reason why this attacker attacked Paul Pelosi. You think that that's going to go unchecked, right? Then you think that after that goes checked, you think that the other side is not going to strike back. And it's something like gang war. They're going at it, right? Why? Because when Trump refused to acknowledge that he lost to Joe Biden and created the image that there was voter fraud, and even though they found no voter fraud, when America allowed that to fester, when America allowed him to continuously make those statements over a period of time, what that was doing, it was eating away at the core of the politicians, or at the core of politics and the government. Right? It was steady, just bit by bit chewing into it. Now the integrity of the election is being doubted due to a lie, because you let the lie hang around too long and you didn't do anything to the liar. You played around. You played politics. We're going to have hearings. We're going to talk about this. We're going to, while the one that's at the center was standing bold and stuck to his guns that, hey, voter fraud, I didn't lose the election. Right? So you let it go too far. How can you impeach a president but you don't remove him? How can you have all these charges against him, but yet he's still walking around a free man? It's beyond me, but you played politics to your detriment. Because now you allow those lies to fester to where now the lie has become truth to some, and now they acting on the truth that they believe. And there's so many out there, you can't stop them all. You waited too long. It's sad to hear what happened, because we're supposed to be intellectuals and we have critical thinking skills. So we can debate as beings and not from our reptilian brain. We can have discussions without going at each other's throats, right? Even if we disagree. But somebody came in and turned all of that upside down, right? Nancy, Pence, you all were attacked on January the 6th. And you mean to tell me you two can't get together and put an end to it with the power that you were wielding at that time? It should have been the unity of the Pelosi and Pence show. And they together going after the creator or the orchestrator of the voter fraud myth. That way, those who highly believes in Trump, they could have cooled their heels and said, okay, maybe the process, and he just lost fair and square. But you allowed him to go on too long and too far, and he started gathering more people and more believers and more people and more believers. Now you got radicals out here thinking that they're doing the right thing to save the country. Oh, with a mess we weaved. It is what it is. Now, on top of that, the discussion, because whether you know it or not, the deal with Kanye is a big deal. You can try and brush it aside. It's too big. Kanye let the cat out of the bag to where now there are discussions on the origin and the history of Hebrewism and who has the right to call themselves Semites. That's another one. Now, as the evidence surfaces, now will you honor the evidence? Then that'll be another situation. It's like, man, one on top of the other. And the core reason is it all boils down to morals and values. If the truth is the truth, do you have the value and the morals to accept what is? Or are you so caught up in your own narrative that you can't see no other way? And if that's the case, here's another hole in the dam. You know, there's going to be so many holes in the dam till it don't matter. You won't be able to plug it up. It's just spewing. On top of climate control, global warming, crime, gun violence. But when the solution was given, wonderful book. I'm not biased. I'm talking about the books that I read. I was like, wow, America could, if America implemented these ideas, it would curb a lot of problems that plagues the country. And I'm talking about, this was back in the 90s. It was a book called Torchlight for America. But then again, it's a good idea, and it possibly, and I think it could work, but you had to be the one to present it. So, you're not dealing with it, right? There was another book written to curb the violence in the inner city and to pinpoint where it all started from, right? That book was titled Consequence by Vince Cole Muhammad. I don't know. I'm just saying, when people write books, most of the time, it's because they care, not because they don't care, because they have to live here too. But hate blinds. And it is what it is. But really, we wish Paul Pelosi a speedy recovery, right? Due to the fact that he was an innocent victim. So when they say, well, in war, you have casualties of war, and some of them are innocent, right? Hey, could it be, and I'm not saying it is, but could it be, look, we was coming there for Nancy and he was there. We thought she was home. And then it's, well, why are you coming for Nancy, right? Because she was part of the group that helped steal the election from Trump, our person. And it's like, well, there's no evidence that there was any voter fraud. They all lie. It's like, what? Hey, and there it is. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.